just finished season finale, so yeah.
How did it go?
I know. I was about to ask.
You're going to tell me that you just finished.
The problem is today is kind of like not today, tomorrow. But you guys are going to see it today. This is the episode that Flynn kind of like. It's a big change about Flynn's whereabouts. Put it that way. But I can't tell you more than that. Although it looks like he's going to be working more with the team than against the team this year. So, but today is that. After today, actually, I could talk more about it. But, you know,
So we got a wrong schedule.
but definitely not about season finale. I mean, no way. You know, people are dying. You know, it's like the world is exploding and all that stuff.
Well, Flynn seems like he really wants to join back with the Time Team. What's going on with that? Why is he so anxious to get back out there?
Well, I mean, he still thinks what he was before. He's just about taking down Rittenhouse. You know, it was always for him about that. And now, when they, in his mind, is when they came to their senses and they actually learned that Rittenhouse is bad, and that's not me who was, you know, doing all that stuff. It's just Flynn's approach was a little bit like a carpet bombing that they didn't like. But now their interests literally align, and he really wants to go out there and work with them. Now, you know, is he going to be doing things their way or his own way? That's kind of like, but it's going to make a very interesting dynamic, you know, because he literally tried to execute Rufus with Al Capone, you know, and Rufus is not going to like having Flynn around, but he might be forced to, you know. So it's going to be interesting, you know. It's going to be interesting to see those people suddenly like working together. Like, okay. How's this going to go?
They shouldn't be trusting each other at this point.
Well, we're going to be playing with that. You know, it's going to be, you know, we can't talk about it. I mean, that's the whole point of the.
Well, technically, we're going to be
right?
Seeing it later on today.
Well, only that episode, yeah, but not.
If we agree very politely to not share this until 2 days from now.
No. I can tell you that Flynn's going out of the jail in tonight's episode.
I was just about to ask
that. He ends up in a bunker, but there's a really cool way how he goes out of the jail also. You know, they kind of like, they actually help him, and you're going to see how and why, and that's what I'm talking about. But later on, they start cooperating, and there's a lot of friction happening, which was kind of like a lot of funny situations too. It was kind of like, you know, type of Flynn saying, you know, don't worry guys, I'm not going to kill you, it's okay. You know, like,
and are we going to see, because you did just mention like Rufus has a bit of an issue with Flynn, are we going to see a nice little team up between the two of them?
Well, I guess you're going to have to wait and see, seriously. But I told you he's not going to like it.
How much is it sort of Flynn adjusting to the team's methods and the team sort of taking in some of what Flynn has to offer, if you can share?
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, he's constantly kind of throwing things out there like, I mean, you really do things like this, kind of like, wow, I would do things differently. And, you know, he's kind of being a hard ass on them, you know, it's kind of like constantly pushing them a little bit because he's kind of that type of guy, you know, and maybe he's a little bit cuckoo, you know, since he lost his family and everything, you know, but that's why I kind of enjoy playing him because they always give him this kind of like, he's a bit unhinged in a way, you know, so he's gonna, and I always push that even more, and then every once in a while he shows he has a big heart, but he doesn't like to show it, you know, so that's gonna be very interesting moments like that also.
So what's his rapport with Lucy at this point?
That's a tricky one, you know. She's been always the one that kind of like understood him the most because she figured out that the diary, the journal that he had must be truth. Although she doesn't want to believe it, but she kind of sees the sense in it. So she's kind of always the one that is like open to talk to Flynn, to you know, do things with him, to say, oh, he's not that bad and stuff like that. You can imagine that she's the instigator of everything what's going to be happening in tonight's episode. And in the same time, she's kind of smooching Wyatt, you know. So it's an interesting dynamic.
Are we going to see more of how Flynn was able to get Lucy's diary this year?
We're going to find out how he got into the possession of the diary. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and it's really a ungrateful position now. I can't tell you much because it's half the show is like surprises that we bring. But we have a big twist, teaser, cliffhanger, you can call it, in the end, that shows that the story continues and it's not over, and brings a new dynamic into the show. Yeah, I can't go around it, sorry.
Well, does Flynn have any inkling of how to deal with Nicholas? I mean, Nicholas is our big bad now this season. And
No, Nicholas was actually a secret for Flynn also. What Flynn knew about are these sleeper agents, so he has an info that they don't have on the sleeper agents, and he got, he can give them bits and pieces. He can't say exactly, he got a sleeper agent here, but he can say, well, give me the year, give me the town, give me the state, give me the country. And it's like, okay, I know about that, this, and that, and that's just enough information for them to kind of figure out what's going on. So it's a very helpful intel, and nobody else can have it except him. So they're forced kind of to start seeing him in a different light. And he's handy with the gun. You always need kind of one of those guys on your side, hopefully on your side. We have the whole Salem episode, the witch hunts, that's going to be after the Easter, I believe.
Yeah.
That it's like, you've seen it out there. I've seen it in a while. I've seen the photos and stuff, so I can talk about it. They know that Flynn goes with them on a mission, obviously, but it's a big deal. They don't let him have a gun. And Flynn is like, I can kill you without a gun. I don't need a gun, And then they come there, they end up in trouble, and then everybody's like, why Flynn doesn't have a gun? Like, I told you so. So
Listen to me.
Exactly. So it's half an episode Flynn is looking for a gun.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
we get to see him mourning his family still.
Yeah, but in this season we kind of put that a little bit in the back seat because when we discussed it, it was really, we tried so hard to go back to past and to go back almost in the same event. If you remember Benedict Arnold's episode, Flynn goes there, that's the first time they team up, and they go after Rittenhouse. They even execute this guy, but because his son survives and Flynn thinks it's his mistake that he let him go in that moment, and Lucy's mistake, Rittenhouse continues, and they go undercover, and then he goes back literally a couple of hours before they came there, so we don't break our rules, and he tries to attack that compound, and he's not successful. So we see basically that the only way he can bring his family back would be complete destruction of Rittenhouse in the past. So now in this season, basically his focus is okay, he doesn't have a time machine. His focus is, I need to help these guys because now they want to do the same thing as I want to do. So I'm going to be patient, I'm going to work with them, and I'm going to see how things are going to develop. And things are developing kind of in his favor because he really sees that these guys are on Rittenhouse. But it's kind of like Hydra, you cut one head and it's like so many complex things, and there are all these sleeper agents seeded into the past, and it's a difficult thing to do. But he's on it, with them.
Is he going to want to weigh in on the perhaps developing relationship between Lucy and Wyatt? That's part of the team.
It is. It's actually, he's kind of like, he's there, he sees it, and, he's, let's not talk about it. Let's
focus on my character.
Come on, I gave you so much. I gave you a lot. If Sean Ryan knows what I told you, he would kill me. He would execute me.
So good thing you finished the season already.
Yeah.
No, we don't.
He'd go back and re-edit it, huh?
Yeah.
Was there a specific place or a specific historical person that you felt was really sort of fun to go to or sort of have Flynn sort of interact with for this season?
I mean, it's the last season's execution of Abe Lincoln still kind of rings the bell in my head. It was so, when I read that episode, I was like, you want me to do what? I'm like, my son is 10. He learns this stuff in school. He loves the show. how am I going to explain to him that his dad actually killed Abraham Lincoln? I mean,
Much confusion.
bigger than that? No. We don't have anything bigger than that this season. Sorry. So yeah.
Can you kind of describe like how it was filming last season versus filming this season, where it was kind of a surprise you guys came back? So what was the feeling on set compared to between the 2 years?
Last year was Vancouver. This year was LA. So kind of double-edged sword. You imagine, if you shoot in LA, you're gonna drive less. It's gonna be more convenient, stuff like that. I live in Palos Verdes, so for me to drive to Paramount, I drove every day, probably triple distance than I was in Vancouver.
Oh my God.
So it's kind of like, it was easier for me almost to shoot in Vancouver.
Right.
But Vancouver had an advantage of we got snow, for example, in that episode with Jesse James, But then in LA, we have proper stages, proper sound stages. In Vancouver, we were filming on literally empty hangars, So if somebody drops the pin on the other side, you go, "Come on, guys, be quiet." So you work on a proper sound stage. People can actually even like whisper on the other side, and you can't hear them. You can maintain the work and everything. So it was a trade-off. LA has amazing downtown locations that they look, you can cheat 19th century fairly easily. All these Art Deco buildings are insanely beautiful, and Vancouver has maybe 2 of those buildings. So on the other hand, you go out in the nature, California is California. It's kind of like Star Trek Next Generation. Every planet looks like California, So it's like, but we have really great production design teams, so they were really working hard to making it look differently. And but on the end of the day, what really matters is the script. If the script is good, then Vancouver, LA, New Mexico, it really doesn't matter. And scripts were really good this year. I feel the show is better this year, and it's kind of more, you can feel we're more in the groove, that things are kind of like the story, these characters kind of like, they're not floating, they're like solid, they're grounded. And guys did a really good job in giving everybody kind of like a storyline, which was very difficult to accomplish. Like Sakina has her storyline, Peterson has his storyline, Claudia has his storyline, which is like, you got 7-8 actors, and plus you have to have a strong guest star every time, which we had. And by the way, our guest stars are amazing. I mean, we really had real good casting. A lot of good surprises are coming.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.